Hey, it's Kevin. Welcome back to the Road Warrior. I will admit this episode is not live, but it's pre-done. Because while I'm traveling this weekend and on the road, I'm living in the moment. I'm on the mother road today. Not literally as I'm talking to you on this. I'm actually on the interstate around Nashville in this episode. But in reality, in real life, on this Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, I'm on the road in Illinois, going to Atlanta, or actually I've been to Atlanta, Illinois, and going back to Atlanta, Illinois, as part of a museum opening that I have a small, teeny tiny role in, and tiny other, do some voiceover work for them. A friend of mine through the world of the big, tall, giant statues. They're called the Muffler Men. You may have seen me talk about them, post about them on Instagram or on Facebook or something like that, but I've had a passion for these advertising statues since I first saw them in the late 1960s. They were first created in California by a company in the mid-60s. And they, some are lumberjacks, some held big mufflers, some were Indian chiefs, some were Indian braves. There are even some women, the Uniroyal Gal, all these big, giant, anywhere from 14 feet to 20 feet tall statues made out of fiberglass. They were used as big advertising icons in the 60s into the 70s. There are still a few hundred that exist today. A guy I got connected with a few years ago who got into the hobby of chasing these muffler men, got into restoring them. His name's Joel Baker. Joel runs now a company called American Giants. He's got you can find him online. Just type American Giants. I believe they're usgiants.com or usagiants.com is their website. American Giants, their Facebook page. And Joel got involved with a group in Atlanta, Illinois, not Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta, Illinois, that has created a museum. A museum that's kind of an honor to Route 66, that's an honor to these giants, because there was one in Atlanta, Illinois they put back there a few years ago, right off their town square. That was a big giant muffler man, but instead with his extended hands out, he has a hot dog. And I went and visited that a few years ago. And Joel's gotten to be big time in the tracking, refurbishing, selling of these giants. And again, it's a passion, again, I've had since I first saw them in the 60s, got re-involved with them when Roadside America got involved and started putting spotters on them, and now people track them across the USA and can tell you where they've been and what their history was. Well, they've got this museum that they built in an old Texaco service station, and they're putting up a bunch of these giants. There'll be like 4 or 5 eventually. I think they're adding 2 more this weekend, and I'm going up to be there for part of the grand opening of the museum. Again, it's been a passion of mine, a hobby of mine. Taking this weekend for me, the wife endures it. She doesn't mind it. She enjoys them, but not quite to the level I do, where I could just sit there and stare at these things for hours, take 100 pictures, and just revel in these advertising icons. I wouldn't say they're the reason why I love marketing, why I love advertising that I do, but it was one of those earlier indicators in life as to what gave me a love for advertising. There was something fascinating about these things. And then just watching them, subside over time. They come and go. Or when you stumbled upon one you don't expect in the middle of a field somewhere. Yeah, I'll drive hundreds of miles to see these things, to just go take a picture of one of these things, to go out of my way to look at them. Again, because some of them have been around, 50, almost 60 years. Most of them not in the same place they always were. But it's kind of cool. And again, with my love of nostalgia and advertising and history, it all just kind of plays in. So I'm off doing that this weekend, cheating a little bit, but just, wanted to at least, be honest with you. I know it would have been cooler if I'd actually done this from the road, from Route 66. My wife has a strict, we're not doing videos while I'm in the car policy, and so I respect that. It's kind of funny, I've never had anybody in the passenger seat whenever I'm doing a Road Warrior video. I've always been solo. My wife, I don't even know if she watches them. It kind of freaks her out a little bit. She doesn't mind me doing videos, but just the driving and talking at the same time is just weird to her. I don't care. Again, it's just something that keeps me occupied. Keeps me from getting bored. I'll update you what happens on the road next week, maybe. We'll see. Or maybe it won't matter enough and you wouldn't care. Back next week, another Road Warrior, kevinmason.us, home to all the Road Warrior videos. We're up on Facebook. We're up on YouTube. Again, American Giants are the folks we're tracking. If you're looking for Muffler Men or Roadside America, just type in Muffler Men, or do a Google search for Muffler Men, and you'll get the full impact of these things, of these amazing icons of American industry. Back next week, another road warrior. Loving what I'm doing. Thanks.